Hey guys, the Architect here, and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. In this video I'm gonna talk about the new Resin pass and whether or not I think it's fair or not. You see, there are a lot of people out there with mixed feelings about this. Some people think it is completely unfair, and others just don't care about it, and they just see it as additional resin. And I'm gonna try to not take sides here. Instead, I'm going to try to analyze it from an objective standpoint so that you can make your own conclusions. I'm going to give you my conclusions, but they're just that. I mean, you can make your own. So let's try to analyze this from an objective standpoint, all right? So first thing we're going to do is we're gonna go through what is the Resin Pass actually. For those of you who are not aware. So pretty much, to summarize it, the Resin Pass is something you will be able to purchase for $5 pretty much, well, $4.99 US dollars, and it would give you an instant 60 resin and 40 daily resin for 30 days. Right, so you get a grand total of 1,260 resin over the course of 30 days. Initially you get 60 resin and then 40 for 40 daily for 30 days. All right, so that being said, do I believe that is pay to win? Well, to be honest, I don't think the Resin Pass itself it's pay to win. You see, because there's a lot of games out there where you pay for progression. Now, that being said, do I believe Genshin Impact business model is predatory? Yes, it is, because I mean it's literally a T-rated game. This is rated for teens, and it's pretty much a casino. So it's like a casino for where underage people are allowed. I find it ridiculous that you can spend over $200 in this game and still not get the character you want guaranteed. You see, because if you have the worst luck in the world, you would need 180 pulls to get one copy of a banner character. That is ridiculous. All right, it's an insane amount of money just for one character. Now, I still like the game, but I do believe that objectively speaking, it has a predatory business model because it's insanely overpriced, and young people, like underage people, are allowed to come into this casino. Now, they're not forcing you to do that, but I think it's ridiculously overpriced. Now, about the resin thing, it's just $5. I don't really think that makes the game pay to win, because in the end of the day, objectively speaking, everyone is going to be able to do the same thing. As everyone is going to be able to get their characters to level 90. It's just that some people are going to be able to do it faster than others. And there's no PvP in this game, so there's not like competition of any sort among players. There's only co-op, and that is not a competition. That's literally just you helping other players. It's the opposite of a competition. So I don't really think that is the big issue. Now, some players are saying like, yeah, but miHoYo created the problem and then they created the solution. Well, you see, there's a lot of companies that do that in the real world. I mean, for instance, Apple. Nobody needed an iPhone before the iPhone was created. They created a necessity, and then they created the solution for people who like iPhones. You see, a lot of people do the same thing. I mean, it's a business, and it's not illegal. You see, that it's perfectly legal. Now, do I think it's fair? Maybe not. Probably not. Do I think it's moral? Probably not. I mean, you're just taking advantage of people who can't control themselves. But it is legal. You see, that's the thing. There's a difference in between what is legal and what is moral. I think that it's the business model in this game is immoral, but it's not illegal. So nobody is gonna stop them. Do I think it's fair? I do think it's fair. It's not moral, but I think it's fair because it's their game and they can do whatever they want to their game. And especially if you're a free-to-play player. I mean, some free-to-play players say like, yeah, I spent 300 hours playing this game. Well, even if you spend 300 hours, nobody forced you to do that, and that doesn't make you the owner of your account. There's nothing in the terms of service that imply that, right? You're just playing because a company decided to let you play. to use their servers, to use their game, to use their code, to use their assets, to use their music, to use their 3D models. Nothing in your account actually belongs to you, right? Other than your personal information. But if that's the thing, then you can perhaps just ask MiHoYo to cancel your account and remove your personal information from the server. But other than that, you don't own anything. I mean, if you're a free-to-play player, you got Venti, well, you don't own Venti. I mean, they can take your account whenever they want, and you cannot like sue them or anything because you never paid for it. Now, if you're a whale, you could. Well, that's debatable. I mean, I know a lot of people would do chargebacks, and some people will probably try to sue. Depending on how big whales they are, they may try to sue the company because they paid for a product, and then they didn't get the product. All right, that's assuming Genshin Impact just closes the game servers, but I don't think they're gonna do that anytime soon. So now that being said, guys, MiHoYo made a game for profit, and they can handle it however they want, so long as they don't break the law. All right. Now, and now I'm not trying to be a MiHoYo fanboy. I'm also not trying to be a MiHoYo hater. I'm trying to be as objective as possible. Now, another thing is, how do we fix this? All right. Already explained the issue. Now let's try to come up with a solution. I have two ideas. One of them could be effective immediately. It wouldn't really solve the problem completely, but it will lessen the issue. It's effective immediately. If I was MiHoYo, I would just as soon as I release the Resin pass, I would also increase the resin refill rate. Right now it's 1 resin every 8 minutes. I would decrease that to every 5 minutes. So instead of 1 resin every 8, it would be 1 resin every 5. And I would do it at the same time as I release the Resin pass. So that way, people who pay are gonna get a benefit, and also those who do not pay are also gonna get a benefit. So everyone will get a benefit. That's what I would do. It wouldn't really solve the problem completely, but it would lessen the issue. All right. Now, what I would actually do, I don't think they're gonna do this, but what I would actually do, if this was my game, I would just remove the resin completely, but replace it with something else. Now you see, the reason why MiHoYo can't just remove the resin completely just like that is because the drop rate in this game, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, they in any MMO, I know this is not an MMO, but it's an RPG with multiplayer capabilities, so it's very similar. It's not the same, but it's similar in a way that it's an RPG. So the drop rate in this game is ridiculous. I mean, once you get to AR45, you got a guaranteed legendary item. I can't think of any other MMO where the drop rate is that ridiculous. Alright, 100% chance once you get to a certain level of getting a legendary item. That is crazy. So what I would do if this was my game, I would decrease the drop rate by a lot. Right, make it like legendary item drop rate is like 1% or 0.5% or something like that. But I would remove the resin system completely. That way, people can play all they want, but they wouldn't just burn out all the content in the game in just 1 or 2 days. Alright, I know there are hardcore players that would do it anyway, but the bulk of the player base is not gonna do that. So I would actually do that, and I will also improve the dungeons so that they are actually more, you know, because right now it's just a couple of mobs that you kill or just a boss fight. I would make it more interesting, and I will make it like a labyrinth with raids where you actually need to solve puzzles and do mechanics in order to finish or to get the drops. That's what I would do if this was my game. All right, but right now I think they were a little bit lazy with the domains. They're designed in a very lazy way. I mean, they're all very simple by design. You just kill a bunch of mobs in X amount of time, and that's it. Now the new domain, like the Dragon Spine domain, has a new mechanic, but it's still very simple by design. I mean, it's just one room. All domains are just one room, except for the domains that you only do once, and those are solo domains. So I would actually make the domains more engaging, and I would reduce the drop rate very significantly, so that people need to do the domains a lot of times in order to get all the artifacts. But I would just completely remove the resin system. That's how I will fix this issue. And not only that, but I would decrease the drop rate and everything, including ley lines. But I would just remove the resin system completely. That's what I would do. Another thing that I would do is I would make the mobs actually drop a significant amount of experience that scales with your world level. Because right now, I mean, there's literally no point of killing helitrolls pretty much, other than getting materials like masks and so on. Because the experience and more you get from those it's ridiculous. It's insignificant. But those are my thoughts on this, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this sort of videos, feel free to subscribe, and you can also join my Discord server. And until next time.